7 o'clock, mate.
It's 7 o'clock, bang on, yeah. It says you are live. So you should be able to get me now then, yeah?
YouTube what? There might be some buttons, possibly the bottom left.
It says mic, camera, guests, and more.
Yeah. Mic on, you want mic on, you want the camera, you're on or off, whatever you choose.
Well, Mike, I'll put mic back on. So I want camera on, obviously. Guests, what would that be?
No, at the moment.
How would you be able to get to me then on this live stream chat that I'm on now?
What you do is you put in StreamYard. There should be like a link. Let me create a broadcast as well at the same time. New broadcast.
Oh, I've just clicked on guest. It says invite a guest.
Oh, do that then.
Right, invite a guest. Send this link to your guest. You may also want to share instructions. Yes, you can have up to 6 people on screen at once. Upgrade if you need more.
Okay.
Copy to clipboard.
Oh, Robert is live. I just got a notification, mate.
Have you?
Yeah.
Right.
And
So
I'll click on it now.
Right.
And I can see you.
Hello.
I've just got a notification, mate. Have you? Yeah. Right. So click on it now. Right. I can see you.
What's this copy to clipboard?
I don't know, mate. That's just so you can share to invite people in to have a chat. So you put that link in, copy it, and then paste it in the chat.
Oh, I don't know how to do that. I've clicked on copy to clipboard and it says copied.
Copy it and then paste it in. Right. Just a little.
Oh, I've just seen your message. Hello, bro.
Yeah, that's me.
Right, let's see if I can get your voice. Let's see if I can hear you up on this. I'll turn my volume up. Right, say something.
Hello?
No, you're only coming through on my phone.
Yeah, I've actually switched. I'm talking now on my phone to you.
Oh, a dog named Boo's come on. Hello. And another one. There's another one come on.
Yeah. Right. When you know when it said copy that link.
Right. Yeah.
See if you can paste it in the comments.
I don't know how to paste with this. With this tablet.
But I think if you tap the screen and hold your finger down on where the comments go.
Let me click on your icon and see. Keep my finger pressed on that. No, that's not done anything. No. Oh, hang on.
It might say paste. If you copy something on the clipboard, it should. It's feel like text messaging. If you put your finger on it, there you go. Oh, so you've shared my comment.
I've shared it. How have I done that? Who have I shared it with?
No, mate. There is a facility where you can have comments come up on your screen. So you just put my comment up on your screen. Hello, bro. But what do you want? If you go back to StreamYard, there should be a link. It's like StreamYard.com with a load of rambling numbers or something. That is what you need to copy and paste in the comments.
How do I go back to the StreamYard?
Tab, we've got a different tab.
I can click back on the thing, but
don't click that back. I don't know. Try it. But can you open more than one tab on your tablet?
Yeah.
Well, open the other tab in StreamYard. Open the StreamYard tab.
Right. Well, I am on the StreamYard tab now.
Right. Is there a link that says something like to invite guests or something like that?
I've got mic, camera, guests. I click on guests. It says invite a guest.
That's it.
Right, but I did that before. And then it says, send this link to your guests. You may also want to share our instructions for guests. You can have up to 6 people on screen at once. And then there's a link, https://streamyard.com, blah, blah, blah.
Right, you want to copy that link and put it in the comments.
Right, so do I run my finger across it to copy it? I don't know. God, I see, I'm not Oh, all right. Right, okay.
Double tap it maybe, or...
Yeah, I've got it. I've got it all lit up in blue. So do I click on copy, share, or select all?
Copy.
Copy. Click on copy.
And then...
maybe I should have clicked on copy to clipboard. Right, let's...
No, copy it. Just copy. It'll copy it. That's the way... I think that's the way computers work.
It's not come up on the comments. Let me just try again. Let me just try this again. Right, invite a guest. I've selected the link. Copy to clipboard. Copied. Right, so is it on the clipboard? No, it's not. When it says clipboard, I thought it might be in the, where people are commenting.
No. That your clipboard is sort of like a computer thing. It's just like basically copying. Like you can copy if you hold. If I want to copy something on a website or something, or copy a comment. You highlight the comment and then push. I think it's Central. I'm not a typist. Central and C at the same time. That actually copies it, and then to paste it is Central CTRL, which is like the button on the bottom there, and then B. That actually pastes it. Try that. Central B at the same time.
Right, I've highlighted your name. Let's click on more. Private chat, broadcasting with settings, post comment. Oh my God, this is. See, I'm not really computer and.
Well, I'm not, mate. I'm like bashed down.
This is so frustrating. I've got so far and I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, keep going. It'll come.
Oh, dog named Boo. Dog named Boo's just said you need to actually make a comment in the comment section. Paste the link in the comment section.
That's it. Try making a comment first. Just any comment. Just say hello in the comments.
All right, hang on then. How do I make a comment? Click on comments.
Oh, you might have to go back this. If you either on YouTube, on the chat YouTube, at the bottom of the chat window, I've got like a blue line with my name above it.
Right, well, I'm still on StreamYard at the minute, so should I go back to YouTube? Would it still be connected?
Try that, yeah. As long as you don't click shut down StreamYard, it should continue. A dog named Boo's got the crack there. Click on chat.
Yeah, but I've got nothing on here that says chat. I'm not on here. So do I need to go back to YouTube? Right. Okay, just 1 second. I'll have to open a new tab to get on YouTube. Oh dear. sorry anybody who's listening. I'm coming across as very ignorant.
Well, how old are you?
Oh, don't ask, please. I'm 62 in March.
How are you? Cool.
Yeah. Right, I'm on YouTube now.
Yeah.
But there's nothing on here to indicate like I'm on a live stream. Oh, hang on, let me go home. Maybe it's on the home page. Explore all. So click on live.
Live, yeah.
Click on live.
If you go back to your channel, it should be the latest video, and it should say live on from your channel. Your channel videos.
Oh right, yeah, I've got that. Testing live stream, yeah.
Now you click on that, and that should open up this live stream. Now you.
Yes. Chat publicly as Robert. Right, so to put something in chat, I'll put hi everyone. Right, okay, hi everyone.
time.
Okay. Dog name Boo's been very helpful here.
Everyone.
There?
There you go. So your comment has just come up, Rob.
Yeah. And Dog name Boo's just replied with a thumbs up. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's about 5 or 10 seconds behind. You know, the live. Now, what you need to do is in the comments now, you need to go back to the StreamYard and copy that link to StreamYard.com, whatever the number was, and the HTTPS, whatever it was, StreamYard.com, and there will be that is the invitation to join your live stream.
All right, so go back to StreamYard. Right, just go. Hang on. Right, I'm back on StreamYard now. What did you say? Do I want to go back to StreamYard? Do what?
Well, there's that link, Rob. It's HTTPS www.streamyard.com.
What? Paste that into StreamYard.
So again.
What I paste that into StreamYard from the YouTube.
Copy it from StreamYard. Just copy it from StreamYard. However,
right.
We got all the time in the world, Rob. Well, we got until 2030 anyway.
21:30. 21:30.
No, 2030.
No, that's 8:30. It's 20:30. I'm available till 9:30.
I want about Agenda 2030.
All right. All right. Dog name Billy says, once you copy, come back to the comment section on YouTube.
That's him. He's got it.
What am I copying again? Oh God, this is a nightmare.
Have you been drinking?
I've had a couple of beers.
Oh, that's all right, then.
But I'm fine. I'm sober. I've got a bottle of wine to go, but I haven't touched the wine yet. Honest.
Right. So that link, you've got to copy that link from the StreamYard.
Well, all right, I can't find the link now. I don't know. Is the link on? Did I do the link on StreamYard?
Yeah, there's a link. It says when you go to guests, invite guests.
Yeah.
And then whatever the process is, and then it.
All right. Yeah, I've got the link up. Yeah. Go on.
So you need to copy that link. Copy it.
Right. 1 sec. Let me get it up again. Yeah.
Now go back to come back to YouTube.
Right.
Paste that link in the comments.
I don't know how to paste the link in the comments. I don't know how to do it.
When you go on the comment, try this. When you go on the comment, if you're having to use touch, is it a touch screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you touch in the comments and hold it down, hold your finger on it, just tap it, double tap it, and hold it. Where you make a comment.
Right, I've highlighted it. Click on copy, yeah?
Yeah.
Copy. It's gone off now. It's still the link's still there, but when I click on copy, it just goes off.
Yeah, so now you need to come back to YouTube.
Right, hang on then, back to YouTube. Where's my YouTube? God, I've got so many things open here now. Let me take some of these things off. Right, back to YouTube. Right, okay, yeah. I'm back on YouTube.
Now go into where you type in your comment in the live chat. I got a feeling if it's a touch screen, if you double tap where you make a comment, the second tap, hold your finger on it.
Yeah, Dog Named Bruce said that. Just hold your finger down in the comment section on YouTube.
That's it.
Right. Keep my finger on it.
The live chat comment, yeah.
Right, it's not, oh, it's saying paste, but there's nothing to paste.
Paste it then, paste.
Paste. Ah, bingo. Yes. My God. Thank you, everybody. Right, I need to send that now, don't I? There we go.
No, it's come up. Right, now I'm going to click on that.
Yeah.
Okay. It's opened up my StreamYard. Already logged in anyway. You're entering a broadcast studio. Pro tip: decent okay.
Oh my god. Oh, a dog named Boogan. Yes.
Right.
Oh, well done, Rich. Well, thank you. Howdy, dog. Thanks for your help.
Keep it going.
Yeah. You sent it. Yeah, yeah. Done that.
I'm actually. I'm just going through the process a minute of entering your. Ah, here we go then. So, all right, I'm pushing enter studio now.
So, will I be able to hear you on my tablet rather than on the phone if you join this?
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm looking for. Let me just make sure my volume's turned up. It's down at the minute. Oh, come on.
This is what you got. You need to invite me in.
Right. Okay. So now if I click on, oh, I can't. Yeah, the volume's not working now.
I'm backstage at the moment.
Right. Right. I'm on YouTube. So do I need to go back to the thing to invite you in? Back to the other site.
I think if you go something like backstage.
Yeah, but I can't invite you in from my YouTube channel, can I? I'll have to go to the other one.
Yeah, you've got to do.
Right, one sec. StreamYard. Invite guests to the broadcast studio. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, come on, God's sakes. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't be saying that. Sorry, I apologise, everybody. It's not for God's sakes. Right, guests. Invite a guest. Oh, I can see you. I'll click on you, yeah?
Yeah, click on me.
Right. Add to stream, yeah? Yeah. Add to stream.
I'm now in the show.
Right, I can turn off my phone. Right, 1 second, Rich.
Yeah. Right.
I can hear you loud and clear, my friend.
I can hear you loud and clear, my friend. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh, thanks, a dog named Boo, for your assistance.
Excellent. And that's it, Rob. That is it's a simple process. Thank you, a dog named Boo. That's
it's not simple for me. I've never done anything like this before. It's not simple to me, trust me.
Well,
it took me ages to find out how to stream a YouTube video.
Yeah, and here you go. So that's it then, Rob. So that is this is a tool that we can use, really.
Yeah,
you know,
that's quite good, isn't it?
I mean, if you just send me a text anytime you want to practice, just so we can get it off pat to say, right, okay, so 7 o'clock at night, a couple of times a week or whatever, whenever, maybe a Saturday or a Sunday one. Can you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can hear every word. I'm
Excellent.
just looking at my side of the screen. It's got your thing up, the Richard and Stonemason saying hello, bro. Is that? Can you see that?
I can see it. Yeah.
How do I take that off? Oh, hang on. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
so
right. Okay. I didn't know how to get that off.
Yeah. Oh, come on, a dog named Boo. Now, I don't know I'm not sure myself how to bring up people's comments, but because a dog named Boo has been so glorious, if you click on one of his comments just to see if you can bring up one of his comments, like you did do.
Yeah, I can do that.
There you go.
There we go.
And that's it. And that's how you share wisdom, really.
Right. Brilliant.
And that's the fundamentals of life. And the sound's good, Rob.
Yeah, you're nice and clear. You're clearer on here than on the phone. So, listen. I'm just going to pop back in the kitchen for 30 seconds because I need to sort out some some what's the word? Liquidation sources. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to think what I'm liquid
medication.
Yeah, you could class it as wine is medication. The Bible, even the Bible, Luke, the Bible writer Luke was a doctor, and he said a little wine is good for the sake of the stomach. So absolutely. I'm just going to have a little wine, okay? Yeah. Just a little wine, I promise.
Okay, doke. I'll hold the fort here, Rob. You go and top yourself up. And how about a dog named Boo? Do you fancy coming in, my friend? Just click the link, you know how it works. Just come in and say hello. Vitamin W. Vitamin W. Excellent. Oh, come in and say hello. Go and get your wine, Rob.
Yeah, right. I'll be 1 second. Okay, bear with me.
Okay.
I don't want to take this. I don't want to take this with me into the kitchen because I might lose the signal. So
okay,
I'll be back in about 30 seconds. All right.
Okay, doke. Counting. Dog, come on. Come and say hello. The more the merrier. Yeah, well, there you go. It's a tool. It's a tool. Anytime, yeah. Have you got a channel, dog? A dog named Boo. Is that a play on Johnny Cash? A boy named Sue, dog? Boo. I'll call you Boo, actually, not dog. I hear a train a-coming, it's coming round the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. Dog, can you, or Boo, can you come on and have a chat? Are you allowed to do that if you haven't got a channel? Of course you are, yeah. Of course you are. Whereabouts are you anyway? Boo was my dog's name. Oh, bless you. I'd rather have a dog than a human. Well, I'd rather have both, actually, but they've got to be a special human. All dogs are special. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly speaking left my mind while I was
back in town.
Ohio, US. This is we're both in the UK here, Boo. There you go, Rob.
Hello.
So if we can get well, there's nothing wrong with it, but if we can get David on and you know, just adhere to a few rules, a few sociably acceptable rules.
There are no rules. Yes, there is. I'm only kidding.
You know, the sort of things you don't want your children hearing and repeating. You just don't. That's the sort of things we don't say, really, like naughty words, I guess. But what do you reckon, anyway?
Well, I've just come back and looked at Boo's comments. I don't have a channel, so obviously he can't come on with us.
No, I think you can. I mean,
we can.
Well, he's got an account. Obviously, got an account. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to comment. But it's
right.
The difference between having an account and having a channel. I think they're slightly different. There's a difference between having an account and having a channel. Because I've got
like a broadcaster.
I think, well, you need a channel to upload videos, but you need an account. You don't need a channel to comment on videos or watch videos or thumbs up videos or thumb down, whatever your preference are. But if you want to, if a person wants to upload a video they need a channel to upload it to. So
Right, I see. I was curious as to what breed of dog that Boo had. He said Boo was my dog's name.
yeah,
I used to have a German Shepherd. Oh, what a beautiful dog.
yeah, yeah. All dogs are.
Animals. I love animals.
Yeah, especially Friday, Rob.
Yeah, I have the odd Chinese now and again. Hey, I'll tell you what.
It's sickening.
Rich.
Yeah,
No word of a lie. I used to live down south in Bournemouth, right?
yeah,
And there was a Chinese takeaway stroke restaurant. And one day, the dustbin men who used to come, I think, used to come once a week to empty the big bins that they have in the back. They got very suspicious when they found the bins were absolutely filled to the top with kitty cat tins, and that is not a lie.
Oh,
So,
kitty cat.
you know,
Cat what?
what were the kitty
Cat
cat?
skins.
You know, the cat food, kitty cat.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, the bin was full of things of kitty cat. So what were they putting in their curries? You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I had a Chinese a long time ago. It was like a chicken curry or something, but the bone that was in it was not from a chicken. It was that's part of my language. The bone from it was something. I mean, it's going to have to be a human bone, really, like a femur or something. So, you know, I don't trust the food industry, full stop. But knowing now, and David pointed this out. He did a video a long time ago, and it was he sort of stumbled upon this farm. I think it was a chicken farm, and he'd come across all these syringes. Can you remember that one? Even your chickens are vaccinated. They vaccinate everything. Every animal is I've said a boo word.
Don't worry about it, Rich. Come on, don't worry.
Yeah,
I do remember the video.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
Yeah, but what I don't want to do. What we don't want to do is get you a strike for just being silly, I guess. You know, so certain things we need to avoid directly talking about. I don't think the NHS is taboo. You know, they've absolutely totally let me down. They totally let me down, and the government have left me for dead. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I've been refused medical treatment because I wouldn't have a swab. Yeah, I've got it all logged.
Oh God.
So David's idea of the books, his books are they're just so invaluable, really. And when I was when I started making this video regarding his Amazon store and his bookstore, I've sort of gone back to book burnings, like the book burnings in 1933. Yeah, when they burned all these Jewish texts and just all these. It's exactly the same as the censorship we got now. Anything that they don't want you to hear, it's like they say, the victors write history.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So all they've got to do now is wipe the internet, and then everybody's history is basically like book burning. So what David is actually doing is he's going back in time, because books, most people don't record history in books anymore. Not like David. Nobody's doing it like David. He said it himself, and he's true. Nobody is recording history. This is why he's getting through so many books. He's doing, it's sort of like a tabloid. It's like a daily newspaper, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, he calls it his story, not history. His story, which is the true story of what's been going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He's done some amazing work. How he finds the time to publish all these books. And you know,
Yeah.
I've done a couple of contributions myself to a couple of his books. I did a poem once, and something else, and I promised him. Well, I feel a bit guilty actually, because I promised him a while ago I was going to do a chapter for him for his next book, and this was going back a few months.
Yeah.
It's getting the time. You know, I get 2 days off a week, and in the 2 days off a week, I'm like running around, catching up on everything that I need to do.
Yeah.
It's very difficult, and I want to get. I've made a start on it. You know, I'm halfway through it, but it's just getting back down and getting it finished and typed out and sent to him. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got. Well, I know you have as well. I've got a lot of respect for David.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
He does so much. He does so much. He devotes so much time and effort.
Well,
he wants to hold his head up in pride, you know, to be proud of what he's doing.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, and you know, he's probably one of the most fortunate men on planet Earth. Did I say planet?
Yeah, plane Earth.
Kindle.
It's a plane.
Yeah, plane to Earth. You know, because he's got Debbie. You know, to be married to somebody this exactly shows exactly the same mind frame as far as you know, understanding what's going on, and you know, he's part of a team, really. It's, you know, so he's obviously not doing it alone, and you know, it's, to be honest, he's God sent. He said in one minute he's the only one actually doing it, and he is. He's the only, no one is actually doing it like him. And I take my hat off to anybody that just persists. Every time, I don't know how many channels he had deleted. What, half a dozen? So
he's been deleted several times. Yeah.
You know, he's disappeared, and you know, if I go back through some of my playlists, my saved playlists, there's so many gaps of this and like particularly like the contrails, we'll call them. You know, there's so many gaps in my chemtrail coupe playlist, and then most of them are his. So you know, it's like they say, you know, there's flack when you start getting censored, you're on the right track, really. And
I've come. Go on. I was going to say I've come close. Well, I got up to 2 strikes recently, so that's why I'm treading very carefully at the minute. Some mornings I've looked out over where I live, and it's like tic tac toe in the sky. It's you know, what I can't understand is how people can't see it. You know, people aren't looking up and thinking, well, why are they doing this? Yeah. And it's there in plain sight, you know, to be seen.
Now, I've got a neighbour. She's in her 70s. She's a similar age to me, mum. Now, I've been on about what should we call it? The chemtrails. I've been on about chemtrails for years. Okay, I'm probably 6 years, 7 years, maybe. And I've been bleating on in my look. I live in like a cul-de-sac, and I've been bleating on for all this time. Oh, look at the sky, look at the sky. And this Sue said to me, well, only a few months ago, she said, you know what? I've noticed what you were on about with the chemtrails. Now, I was going to say that what I want to do is say to David, because I know he gets despondent about people not reacting immediately. But she said to me, you know what you actually were on about the sky and chemtrails, she said, I can see it now. And this is going back, I'm going back like 5-6 years. So it's sort of like sowing seeds. You sow seeds, and all of a sudden something clicks in somebody, and they think, it is true. So for people to get despondent, particularly, I know David takes it to heart. He thinks, you know, he takes it to heart. He's doing
he gets
more
a bit
than
frustrated sometimes, isn't he?
Well, it is frustrating, but this is the thing: the seeds are sown, and it takes, you know, it takes people a long time.
Yeah, like you said. Excuse me, like you said, he might not think his work is not doing any good, but there is always somebody out there that it might just say one thing that clicks with somebody,
Absolutely.
And then they start to do their own research and look into it more, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. So I mean, he might be listening now, you never know. Or if you keep this up, because we're going to be sensible about what we talk about.
Yeah.
It's just
I can't promise that. I can't make promises like that.
Got to, mate. Oh, David, I love David.
I'm only
I love
kidding.
David.
You know, I love him. I love him for a bit. Yeah. Comment from a dog named Boo. Look, very passionate man, David is. He is.
Yeah. He's an absolute star, really. And you know, we've spoken in person, like you and I have, Rob, over the phone, and you know, he made a comment one time. He said, "Oh, I feel your pain." We're sort of in contact. And he said, "Oh, I feel your pain." So you, me, him, probably Boo here. We're sort of, you know, there's so many people on the same page, but unfortunately, it's restricted to this flipping platform, YouTube. But like I said, things do get out, and seeds take time to germinate. They need the right conditions. You know, and like you say, all it takes is one, you know, just one incident that makes people say, "Do you know what?" Because this is what I say to people. I say, right, and I've said it for years. If this thing happens, like for example, to do with the elixir of life, Bill Gates elixir. The juice, yeah, you know, the algorithm, they probably got every single name that people have used instead of the V word, you know. They're not stupid. But you know, and I've said to people, you know, and I had a video removed, deleted. It's up on the shoot, but I was stood outside of Witherspoons in Taunton, and I was questioning the doorman there about this, and people were coming in, and they were having to show, no, they were having to wear the old diaper, okay? And I said, listen,
fake nappy.
Listen, within 12 months, it is gonna be turned around so that you will need to have had this medication. Otherwise, you will not be allowed in anywhere. And like, this is what I say. When it happens, you look back and you think that idiot we met in the high street in Taunton that said about this, you think back, you remember it. And it's those sorts of things that people will then put one and one together and actually get two. And hopefully it's not too late. It's not too late.
Hi, Deborah.
Hello, Deborah.
Sorry, I'm listening. Go on.
Yeah, but you know, it's taken us years to wake up. 9/11 didn't wake me up. It was child abuse in the British care system that woke me up, and that was, I don't know, 8, 9, maybe 10 years ago, probably 10 years ago. So it wasn't 9/11 that woke me up. It was something else. And then once you start going down this all you need is one rabbit hole, and it's a warren. It just leads off everywhere, and you know, so it certainly takes. And things like flat Earth, I can remember laughing. I did. I
was exactly the same.
Yeah. There was a Muslim guy who did a video. It come up on. I used to use Facebook. I was a Facebooker, and there was this video showed of this Muslim guy talking about flat Earth and the dome. And when he explained it, I actually laughed. I commented, "Ha ha ha!" But as it transpired, and this is years ago, as it transpired, what he was actually saying was, I've got to eat my ha-ha-has now, because he was, as far as I'm concerned, what he said was absolutely true. So, you know, all it takes is time, and then it takes getting away from the mainstream. I'm not a telly watcher anyway, and you know, but particularly, and knowing about Agenda 21. as we do, and as we have done. I think
Yeah.
it was in the 90s it came out as a document. I've got it on a PDF here somewhere. I think it was like the 90s, or might have been the late 80s. It came out as an actual plan.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then a 2020 perfect vision. Well, we knew something was going to happen in 2020, and it was December the 31st was when they officially acknowledged the fact that there was this plague, and that was on the eve of 2020, the all-seeing eye, 2020 perfect vision. So I knew. In fact, actually, on my Facebook heading, I haven't done anything since New Year's Eve of 2019. I think it was 2019. Revolt for your leisure and pleasure, and I wrote a really long comment with it, and it is still my banner. 2019. I haven't uploaded anything since, I don't think. But it was warning, right? As soon as 2020 come, expect this, because of the perfect vision thing. And then as soon as as soon as 2021 comes, expect something else. And exactly what has happened. 2022, like 2022, 2, 2, and 2 is 6. Okay.
Yeah.
February the 22nd is 02 22. That's another 6. Now 2:22 in the afternoon, 2:22 in the morning is another 6. Or 10:22 at night is 2022. That's another 6. So February the 22nd of this year, I am expecting something. I wouldn't be surprised actually if something happened on February the 22nd at 2:22 a.m. or p.m.
Right.
Well,
they like to use their numbers, don't they? They're very, numerology is very important to them.
Oh well, it's just absolutely. The world is run by the world is a well-known expression. The world is run by numbers and symbols, which it is. It's a
Yes, and when people recognise the symbols, that's when the veil will be lifted from their eyes. That is what they say.
Absolutely. And
this
is why.
Back to what you said about. Go on.
No, you repeat that.
I was just going to say, going back quickly, I know I'm changing the subject again, but going back to what you said when we were talking about the flat Earth, the thing that woke me up with that one, because I used to believe we lived on a globe, a ball, and somebody said to me, get yourself a powerful telescope or binoculars, have a look at a boat going out allegedly over the horizon, and you'll be surprised. And sure enough, the boat comes straight back into view, and that was what did it for me. I thought, they've lied. And then I started doing more research, and it all made sense,
That
was the one thing. That's all it needed for me to be convinced. Or to look into it further, I should say. When they said, when that boat goes over the horizon, it goes over the curve. But if you get a pair of binoculars or a powerful telescope, it comes straight back into view. So it hasn't disappeared over the curve. It's our perception. It's the perception, our eyesight.
The perspective of convergence, I think they call it. It's where the Earth meets the sky. At some point, there's got to be a join between the ceiling. I mean, you could have if you've got a corridor down. Look down the hospital at a corridor. Everything converges to one point. I mean, I used to enjoy art, and sort of drawing. One of my favorite forms of drawing actually was using these lines and conversions, so that you can draw sort of like building down the street, and they look perspectively, they look as it is like you're looking down the street. So people just need to switch the telly off. Can you remember? Oh, you might remember this. Can you remember a television program called Why Don't You? I'm 57.
No, what year was that?
That would be that would probably be going back to the 80s.
Right. I was in my 20s then, so and I don't recall what was it about, the program.
I was like children, and it was, and I actually found, and I copied this off of YouTube, and I am going to use it. But this was a title, the opening title. How it went: Why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't you just switch off your television set, go and do something else less boring instead? Sitting at home watching TV, turning off is no good to me. Why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't you just switch off the television set and go and do something else less boring instead? And that's what it was all about. It was all about
Rich,
yeah,
Rich,
yeah.
can you whistle?
I can't actually, no. I've got half my teeth knocked out.
I'm only kidding, sorry. No. You've got a lovely voice.
Thank you.
Hey, listen, I can't tell. I did a skit with Bill Gates. I think it was from the Any Dream Will Do, and I changed the words and made a skit with him dancing. So my voice was terrible. So hey, you knocked socks off me on that one, mate.
Oh, thank you. Maybe we could
have a look at this comment from a dog named Boo, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's been debunked. You know, if there's no, this is a thing. I did a train journey. I took a video looking out the window, going along in a train. Okay, and I took a video of me going along in a train. How boring is that? And it was pulling into, I think it was Bridgewater train station. But I actually took a video looking out the window. And then I was having hospital treatment down in Exeter, and I actually got taken down by a good friend of mine. And I videoed a part of the journey of driving along the motorway, and because I was being driven, I was freehand, so I took a video of me driving or being driven up the motorway. You know, I panned around. If I was going to the moon or if I was going to outer space, I would have a camera pointed out of the window, showing where I've been, where I'm going. Why don't they do that?
Exactly.
I was excited just being driven down a motorway and going on a train. I wasn't excited. I just wanted a bit of footage. But why do we never ever see them leaving, you know, any camera footage of, you know?
Well, I don't. You've probably seen the video. Bart Sibrel did it. It was called "A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon," and anybody who still believes in the moon landing needs to see that video, because you know it really shows all the flaws and the tricks they used to convince people and what they did to, you know, and the reasons why they probably did it. Amazing documentary that was. Have you seen it?
I don't ring a bell, but the name of the video rings a bell, but the channel doesn't. But I probably have seen it, but I've seen enough to know that I'm skeptical. Okay, and without proof, without evidence, you know, if I went into a court of law and said, right, Earth is a spinning ball, here's my evidence, and I showed any one of NASA's photographs, they'd say, no, that's not actually evidence. That is an artistic impression. We need evidence. You know, it's like, oh, somebody's been murdered. This is what the dagger looked like. That's not evidence. That is an artist's impression of the evidence, but that's not actually evidence. So no pictures of Earth, exactly that. And all the ones they have got of Earth, they're all different. So
that's right. There's about 10 different pictures, and they're all totally different colors, different sizes on the continents and the countries.
Absolutely,
How can people believe it? How can, you know?
Well,
I don't know. It gets to me sometimes.
Here's the thing, Rob. You believed it at one time, and I believed it at one time.
That's true. But you know, when I saw the evidence, you know, I mean, like, you know, when you watch them on the ISS.
Yeah.
When you watch them on there and you see where like when it's allegedly floating and they do a spin or whatever, you can see sometimes their shirt it lifts up where the wires are pulling the shirt.
Yeah,
And they make so many errors, so many mistakes, and that's obvious.
Yeah.
What they call it, the vomit comic, the plane that goes down and it lifts them up off the floor.
That's
like
it.
it makes them,
like
gravity free.
That's it.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they call it.
And that's all it is.
Who knows?
That with CGI, that combined with CGI, that's how they achieve what they achieve.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, we only see that on here. It's not shown on the television. What we need to do is find out. Have you seen the film V for Vendetta?
I think you asked me that last time. I've not actually watched that one.
No, you've got to see it. You've got to watch it. But there's a part in it when V actually like hijacks the mainstream broadcasting, so it'd be like hijacking the BBC and broadcast his message. That's what we actually need. We need somebody clever enough to hijack the BBC to be able to hack into the BBC's broadcast system and just show things like the Resistance GB. Have you heard of Resistance GB channel?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, have you watched their videos? They get tens and tens and tens of thousands of people every weekend marching through London, standing outside of the BBC building. But the BBC don't report on it. This is the injustice of the British Broadcasting Corporation, which was set up to inform us during the war. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, mate. Everything from religion to mainstream media to this platform to the food industry to the medical industry, the NHS. I'm probably mentioned this to you when we were having a telephone conversation, but it all of a sudden it sort of dawned on me that what. It's not to cure people. It's just because we cure people, you don't get that repeat customer. And that's what they need. They need repeat customer because everything is all about selling things that people don't really need. If they had a healthy lifestyle because they didn't eat the foodstuffs that are permitted by government, like glucose fructose syrup laden products and all these E numbers.
I was going to say, don't forget all the E numbers.
Oh, I don't forget the E numbers.
That's why half the kids today. That's why half the kids are running around rioting because they're getting juiced up on E numbers and they can't sleep at night. And sometimes it's quite frightening. I never used to, when I was younger, I never used to bother too much about looking at labels. As I've got older, I tend now to be a bit more, I do a lot of home cooking. I love cooking. I love experimenting with food. And I would say probably in our household, I probably do about 90% of the cooking.
Yeah.
As it happens, I cooked a lovely Sunday dinner last night. Roast chicken, Yorkshire puds, roast tatties, carrots and sprouts, stuffing.
Sprouts.
Oh, it was delightful.
Sprouts, probably my favourite vegetable.
I'll tell you one of my previous videos on YouTube about get me a bacon butty FFS. I'm sorry, and I don't disrespect vegetarians. Each to their own. But absolutely. I could not become a vegetarian. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
What happens when Soylent Green is the only thing you're allowed to eat, Rob?
Yeah.
Honestly, Bill Gates had his hand in.
Listen, most of the people are eating Soylent Green now. They're not aware of it. Most of them.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I do get what do they call it? Convenience meals sometimes that you just bung in the oven or you put in the microwave. From time to time, simply because it's a time thing.
Yeah.
But I would say most of the time I like to cook my own food.
Yeah.
And I'm not blowing my own trumpet. I'm a good cook. And I thank my mother for that, Becca. She taught me everything. But right from an early age, I used to watch my mum, how she cooked and what she did, and recipes. And I learned a lot from her, and I'm really thankful for that,
Yeah.
But the youngins today, they've no idea.
No.
They'll go into the supermarket, buy one of these Westlers hamburgers, bung it in the microwave, and that's the meal, with a few frozen chips or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Or McDonald's, McDonald's.
Yeah.
The youth of today, as well as what they're breathing in from what's dropping from the sky and what they're eating and what they're getting injected with, it's a nice combination,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, what? Yeah. Test tubes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, and it's good that you actually mentioned your mum and educating you in cooking, because traditionally that is the way the human being developed, was being educated by the parents and the community, not the state, not relying on the state to provide. So you had the village elder would be like the equivalent of your MP, I guess. But your village elder was respected. Whereas your MP these days, I very much doubt that there are many MPs that are respected. Ours isn't. I wouldn't say mine, because I didn't vote for them.
I've never voted in my life, and I never will.
I caught your video earlier on, actually, and I only voted. The first time I ever voted was 2015. And that was because I wanted to keep the school out. Yeah, and I had a couple of I think I voted for Brexit. I did vote for Brexit, just because I thought, well, let's stand on our own 2 feet. Really, that was the reason I voted for Brexit, and not be governed by the Krauts, the Nazis. And as transpired, we're governed by the Nazis now. And this is the thing I thought the other day. You're familiar with Werner von Braun and Operation Paperclip, and
very familiar with that. Yeah, very familiar with that.
All these Nazis.
Do you notice what's on his gravestone?
Say that again. Oh,
do you know what's on his gravestone?
Yeah.
From Psalms.
Yeah.
At the firmament.
Yeah. But
he knew.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I watched a video of his that featured him yesterday, and it was footage I hadn't actually seen of him before. But basically, this is the way I think of it. The Nazis, to say Germany, it was Germany against the rest of the world. It wasn't Germany against the rest of the world. It wasn't a country against the world. It was a political ideology against the rest of the world. And Adolf Hitler was a socialist. We'll call it a socialist. And they didn't. I wouldn't say Germany lost the war. In fact, the Nazis actually won the war, because the Nazis are in control now. They run the weapons program with Werner von Braun, and was it 120 scientists, Nazi scientists, ended up in America, and look what they produced. They produced MK Ultra and LSD and all these experiments on black people. Yeah. So the Nazis didn't lose the war. Great Britain and the rest of the world did not win the war. First, it wasn't a war against Germany. It was a war against the Nazis. And, secondly, the Nazis carried on, and they carried on in America and in Russia as well. Russia took a load of scientists as well. So, and we've got the monarchy of Great Britain. The Saxe-Coburgs are Germans. Calling Prince Harry is famous for doing a Nazi salute and dressing up as a Nazi. The Queen has been shown doing a Nazi salute.
I've got a cough coming on. Andrew! Andrew! Sorry, I've got a bad cough there.
Say that again.
Andrew!
Yeah, I can make that out, mate. So the algorithm got no chance of that. Panzer.
Right, what's in the news at the minute with one of the princes, yeah? You know where I'm coming from.
Oh, Prince Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew.
You're allowed to say Prince Andrew, mate. You're allowed to say Prince Andrew.
I know.
You know. Yeah. But,
I'm sorry, but you know, did you see his interview? Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Excuse my French, guilty as fuck.
Yeah,
Sorry.
100%. No, 100%.
Unbelievable.
I do follow a channel. It's I can't remember his name. His name's Jesus and Enrique Rosa or something like that. But he's a body analyst. He's an analyst, and he actually
I've seen
seen him.
Yeah.
Body.
Yes.
Body guy or something. In fact, that's him. The body language guy. And he did one of he's infatuated with Prince Harry and his missus. He's just sort of infatuated with them at the moment, and royals. But cheers, Boo. Boo's off.
What? How do you reckon this is going to turn out? Because I think it's September when it's going to go to court. I said to my other half, I said, I think he's going to try and pay her off and avoid court if he can. But will he be able to do that?
Well, this is the thing. This is the way I see things. You remember who's that Weinstein? You know, the Hollywood fella Weinstein. All of a sudden, there's all these people being outed. But where is the public outrage? Remember Jimmy? You know Jimmy Savile. The public outrage lasted a few weeks, and then people forget about it, and people still pay their BBC license. Now, if you're paying your BBC television license, you're actually funding this agenda of fake news and paedophilia. Thank you, a dog named Boo. Yeah. So
thank you. We got Terry C with a comment as well.
Donald
I've seen that video, yeah. Terry C, I've seen the video, yeah. It was amazing. If you haven't seen that, Richard, look that one up. That is an amazing video.
I'll have a look at that. I haven't seen that one.
That is absolutely phenomenal video. Phenomenal.
Donald Pleasant explained fake news on YouTube.
Yeah. Look that up, man. It is quite scary, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, talking about scary, I had another thought today while I was digging, and it was who
is this on your allotment?
Yeah. Who? And I'm there. I got a bit of a bindweed problem, so I'm there plucking out these bindweeds, and it sort of come into my mind. Who? And I mentioned this to somebody else. Who has got the most fear? Is it you? Well, you ain't. You don't live with fear. It's as a Christian, you have no fear. You accept what is God's is ordained by God. But the people with the most fear are going to be people like politicians. Anybody that's got a bodyguard lives in fear. Anybody that's got more money than they need lives in fear. Now they're going to be living in fear of losing their money. So when you get to a point when you've got really nothing left to lose. Now I've been given less than 2 years to live. Okay, I got a bit of cancer, but so I got less than 2 years to live. So I've got really not a lot left to lose. Now, on the flip side of that, I got a sister-in-law. She was given a year to live, and she was given a year to live 5 years ago. So, and she's still going. So I sort of taken out with a pinch of salt. But when you got somebody that has got nothing left to lose, like all your freedoms are gone, you're locked up. What have you got? And you've got nothing left to lose. That's the most dangerous person in the world. Is going to be somebody that hasn't got anything left to lose. And when it comes down to fear, what do you fear? Well, I got more fear for other people's what other people are going to be receiving, like particularly basically children and the future of the children and the pain that they have to endure. So you know, thinking about
It's the
those.
kids that are going to suffer. Yeah,
Say again.
the grandkids.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
I'm just saying to myself, it's always the kids that have to suffer, isn't it? Every time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they said,
Yeah.
you know, right from the outset of this charade, they said, well, no, the children, it's not about the children. The children are safe. They don't need this. They don't need any medicines or anything like that. They develop their own immunity. And all of a sudden, 2 years down the line, they're after 5 to 12-year-olds, is it now? You know,
Yeah.
they're targeting. Now, if people's memory span is less than 2 years, that they can't rewind and think, you know, this is what they promised, and they can't put 2 and 2 together and come up with what the agenda is. It's a long term. This has been centuries in the planning, literally centuries.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
controlled
Definitely.
humanity.
Definitely.
You know, and this is one. This is one thing I say. This is one thing I do say, and I say this. It may sound like I'm talking utter nonsense now, and I don't say it like that, but I say, you know, it may sound like I'm saying.
You never talk nonsense. You never talk nonsense, my friend. You never talk nonsense.
I know that to you, but if I'm talking with some random in the street, like it's like even talking about the Bible and talking about Jesus and talking about God, I'll say, right, further down the line, if they say to you, right, and that's what I say to people, right, okay, so you've had this potion, okay, what's going to happen when they say to you, right, the next stage is you've got to have a microchip? And every person said, right, I draw the line at having a microchip. Everybody. So I say to them, right, as soon as they say to you, you have to have the microchip, then you think back, that idiot Richard that we met in the high street, I say it all the time, that idiot we met in the high street, maybe he was right. So again, it's sowing little seeds, and hopefully it's seeds that don't germinate too late. You know?
Yeah.
But we know there's hundreds and there's millions of people.
The secret is with anybody, the worst thing you can do is try and tell everybody what's going on in the world all at once. You have to do it in little snippets.
Absolutely,
you know, little indication, you know, just to get people thinking, just to get them on the right track. Like me. Now, I've got a major problem in my life, right? Not me personally, but my partner. She's so anti-conspiracy.
Yeah.
Right? Now, when I try talking to her about whether it be the moon landings or whether it be about flat Earth or whether it be about the actual, I mean, give her a juice. She hasn't took the juice, you know, she hasn't done that. I think she's sensible enough to know that it's all at the moment in its early stages and there's no proof of what the side effects might be and all that. So she's made a decision not to, like me, not to have it. Yeah. So she's good on that one. But when it comes to other conspiracies like 9/11, flat Earth, the moon landings, she does not want to talk about it. And I think what it boils down to is the fact she is scared. She is frightened to hear the truth because everything she's been told over the years, even from going back to when she was at school, when you go into the geography classroom, and what's the first thing you see? A globe.
Yeah.
That's what we're indoctrinated with.
Yeah.
And, you know, so I can understand it to a certain extent, but I just wish she would listen. And I do try. I drop little seeds now and again, like I said about the binoculars on the horizon, about the boat going over, and that's what made me aware that there's something very wrong.
Yeah.
You know, when they said, "Oh, the boat disappears over the horizon," and so we know the Earth's curved. That's the one thing that made me look into it more. So I drop little seeds like that, and that's all you can do. If you try and thrust everything on one person at once, you know, it's not good. It just turns them the opposite way.
I think you're right about is there's a fear of actually acknowledging the fact that we've been duped, that we've been conned. It's a fear. It's a
What
fear.
do you call it? Cognitive. There's a right term for it. What's it called? Oh God, it's gone.
Discombobulation.
Oh. What? What did you say?
Discombobulation.
Oh, I thought you said copulation. I thought, no. I can't remember the term, but it's on the tip of my tongue. But you know what I'm saying anyway, don't you?
Yeah. No, I don't actually.
I love you, Richard. I love you, Richard.
Yeah.
No, you're a good man. Your heart's in the right place.
Absolutely.
And that's what all that matters. You know, even if people don't want to go onto YouTube, you know, like you, like me, like Dave, if people don't want to do that, that's fine. But as long as they start doing the research for themselves and looking into it and start learning the truth and we're opening their eyes, then we're doing something right, aren't we?
100%. And this is what I've said. I spend a lot of time. I like a chat, and I chat with random people. Anything, even a smile will open a chat with somebody. How are you? Oh, I'm all right.
Yeah.
And I've always been like it. I was born and brought up on a council estate, so being sociable is it's a normal part of upbringing. It's like being part of a big community, and so I'm thankful for having that experience rather than living in a mansion in the middle of in the middle of a 100-acre flipping estate. So
with a silver spoon in your mouth. That's what you mean. Yeah.
I know
where you're coming from.
Rather than a poker up the arse.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much the same as you, my friend. You know, when I was younger, we didn't have a lot. I mean, the kids today, when you see what they've got in their bedrooms, they've got TVs, they've got Xboxes or PlayStations.
Yeah.
Everything technical. They've got iPhones. When I was a kid, I had a radio, right?
Yeah.
And as I got older, I obviously got a small black and white TV in my bedroom, and that was it.
Yeah.
Now, all right, maybe they want to go on.
Do you know you could still buy black and white television and TV licenses?
Yes, I was aware of that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Who's got black and white TVs these days?
Exactly. Although I got
what you could do is get your remote control, go to the colour settings, and just turn it down to black and white, and say, "Well, I don't watch in colour."
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I remember the dog license. I think it was 37.5 pence for a dog license.
Wow.
They've done away with the dog license now. You don't need a dog license anymore, as far as I'm aware. But yeah,
do you know why?
In the olden days, going back to when I was younger, it was 37.5p for a dog license.
Yeah. Now, do you know why? Possibly why you don't need a dog license now? Because they are chipped. They're microchipped.
Because the chip. Yeah.
Dogs by law are microchipped now.
Like most of the population will be if they carry on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is
in the forehead or on the right hand.
Well, absolutely. It'll be the right hand, mate. It'll be the right hand, and you know, how do they test temperature? They use a gun on the board.
You know, hey, it's funny you should say that, because I thought exactly the same thing. I was watching some old school bit, but going back about a year and a half, and I watched them with these things pointing at people's foreheads, and I thought, oh,
yeah, it was a slight, we'll call it coincidence.
Yeah,
coincidence, but we can, you know, I mean, I got stone here, touchstone. I'm wrong, but I know I'm not about what their agenda is, and it's to microchip. There's another film, and it's called In Time with Justin Timberlake. Now you can actually watch it on YouTube. This one, In Time.
I think I might have seen that.
Yeah, sure. It's where people aren't paid with money. The money is time. So your wages.
Yes, I have seen it.
Seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually
They can
managed.
buy extra time, can't they? They
Say
can buy
again?
extra time. They can
No, you
buy
can't buy
extra
it. No,
time.
you can't. You can't buy extra time because time is the currency.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different film then. Sorry.
Yeah, write it down. In Time, Justin Timberlake. And there are a few copies of it, but if you watch it through, there's like this. I mean, it's a bit Hollywood, but you know what Hollywood are? It's their predictive programming. There's
What's it?
there's like a little 5-second clip in it, and they're showing this newborn baby, and on his arm it's got this glowing green sort of barcode. Now, when a child, when a human being gets to a certain age, it might be like 20 or whatever it was, they then get like a year to live. That comes up on this
Right.
this like
Sounds
what
a bit like Logan's Run.
it might
There was
be.
a movie called Logan's Run from the 1980s, maybe like
Maybe.
late 1970s.
Maybe it's I haven't seen it. I've heard of it.
Similar to that.
But you look at the film In Time with Justin Timberlake, watch it, sit down and watch it. Watch it with what's your beloved's name, Rob?
Paula.
You sit down and watch it. It's an entertaining film. There's a little bit of romance in it.
Well, that's the real thing. She loves reading, okay, and I don't knock her for that because that's a good thing. She likes to read. I'll tell you what, she reads so many books. I like when I get in from work, right? For me to open a book is an impossibility.
Yeah,
I've got to sit down and I got to like watch YouTube videos, or I want to watch some entertainment on the TV. You know, that's how I like to unwind.
Yeah,
I could not sit down like she does. I mean, she likes to go. She's got a laptop, and she goes on a laptop, and she's on Facebook and all that. She keeps in touch with all her friends.
Yeah,
I'm not into Facebook and all that type of thing. That's her thing. So, in a lot of ways, we're very different. You know, I like a good movie. I like talking of programs. I don't watch a lot of TV, but there's one series that I have watched from by Ricky Gervais. It's called Afterlife.
Okay.
And I don't know if you heard about it. Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't. I haven't had a channel for years, mate.
It's currently on Netflix. Pardon?
Yeah. No, I don't pay for anything like that.
Yeah, I know you don't have a TV, do you?
No.
I'm very selective. I'm very selective in what I watch. Most of my time is watching YouTube videos, but on the odd occasion, I like to watch a series, and I started watching this program called Afterlife, and I tell you what, there's a lot of sadness, there's a lot of truth, there's a lot of comedy, and it really gets you thinking. There's quite a bit of swearing in it as well, which to me spoils it, you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's good. So if anybody watching what we're talking about now, if you haven't seen Afterlife, and I don't normally promote things like this, but that was one series on Netflix that I thought was amazing. He did a really good job of it. But we'll close that conversation there because I don't want to talk about TV channels and what's good and too much.
Yeah, but so that film In Time, and it is. I think it was Venezuela. Wasn't it in Venezuela where the government took about like 10% of people's savings and they just to help the country out? I think it was Venezuela where they rifled people's bank accounts and their savings, and they just automatically took like 10% of people's money without question.
Sounds like the Mormons.
Mormons.
Sounds like the Mormons. Yeah, they have to pay 10%, don't they?
Yeah, but that's voluntary, isn't it? Otherwise, you can always say, "I don't want to be a Mormon anymore."
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was compulsory, unless they've changed it. I always thought whatever job you had, if you were a Mormon, you had to give 10%. I could be wrong. You know, I could be totally wrong.
Something like that. Maybe the Jehovah's Witnesses are similar. But the Mormons
no, they're not. No, they're very different. They do give voluntarily. They're not committed to saying 5 or 10 or whatever percent.
Okay.
But I do know the Mormons used to be 10% of your wage.
Yeah, stuff that. Where in the Bible does it say 10% of your wage?
by the time they took the tax off and everything. Right, Rich, can you just give me 30 seconds? I need to just top up my. As you can see, I've got an empty glass here. It's not good.
That's a big glass. Oh, that's not a wine glass, is it?
It's not a wine glass, but it just saves me keep going having to top up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do it. Caramel fudge. I'm just looking at the chat actually. Because I've only got StreamYard open. I haven't got YouTube open, so I can't.
Yeah. Hello, Caramel Fudge. Hello from Aussie. Oh, Australia. Oh, we feel so sorry for you. What's happening over there, don't we, Rich?
100%. It's absolutely disgusting. It's a disgusting state of it. I've got actually family that live in Australia, so in the Melbourne area. But Caramel, if you want to come on and you know, give us an update on your experience of what's going on over there. But it is absolutely, it's sacrilegious what they're doing over there. Absolutely. So, you know, and Canada's another place where they're having a hard time. And I don't understand why Great Britain here, we've just got freedom.
It's amazing, isn't it? How lucky we've been really over here.
So
I'm actually shocked because I thought all countries. Well, I didn't think for 1 minute we'd be the first to start implementing these drastic laws. I thought it would be a knock-on effect, and like when I saw what was happening in Australia, and then in France and Germany and these Austria and these other countries, I thought it's going to be a knock-on effect, and eventually it'll come to here. But no, it seems to have gone the opposite way.
Yeah. So I'm curious.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is the end of it. This is all planned. What's happened in the last 2 years has been an experiment.
Absolutely.
It's been a total experiment to see how people will react.
Absolutely.
How they will respond. You know, and I think, you know, they're not going to. They've put so much money and effort and time into this. They're not going to let this drop. They're not going to let it drop.
They might.
Anyway, I'll be back in about 30 seconds. All right.
Do it, Rob. Go and milk that. Go milk that wine.
I'll let you do the chat for 30 seconds.
Deborah Roll, hi from Brisbane. Do you want to come in and give us an update, Deborah? Afbi Badu. What's that at niosnc.site? Terry C. Hi, are you from France, Terry? If anybody wants to come on, just say hello. I want to come on and say hello. Give us just have a live update on whatever the situation is, because in Britain, I mean, no, actually, I'll tell a lie. It's not Britain. Great Britain is made up of Scotland, England, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So England, Wales, which is a piddly little offshoot of England, they're having extreme lockdown measures, etc. But England is, well, as far as I'm concerned, we're pretty free. So I'm curious to know what they're going to do. I mean, we're a little island. It wouldn't take much for the Americans or the Chinese or the British government, and the British military are actually now governed by Brussels. So one of Theresa May's legacies, she signed the military over to, I think it's the UN or the NATO or something like that. So Britain doesn't have control over its own military. The Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses stopped going to houses 3 years ago here at the beginning of Plan Demonium, Australia. Yeah, they stopped. I mean, I got a friend, Paul, Jehovah's Witness, that used to come around frequently, and he'd stop he'd have to make an excuse to leave, just because I just liked his company. But yeah, all of a sudden they did stop. The Jehovah's Witnesses, the Mormons, they're quite funny actually, because they admit so much of the Bible from their doctrine that, and I pointed out to people. I said, you know, the Mormons have cut, and they're not called the Mormons anymore. I think it's called the Church of Jesus Christ or something. They've changed the name of the Mormons now.
Have they?
Church of Latter-day
Oh,
Saints.
right, okay.
I think so.
Right.
So, you know, but this is a thing. All these different denominations, only one of them can be right, and the rest of them aren't. And you know, the only one that is right is if you go straight to Jesus and read the book yourself. And I've actually started going to a prayer meeting, little in-house prayer meeting. I was preaching a bit of Jesus in One Stop, my little local convenience store. And as I was walking out, this girl came up to me and said, "Oh, I couldn't help but overhear what you were talking about. Do you fancy coming to a little in-house prayer meeting? It's just over the road." And she'd only popped over to get some like nibbles for this little prayer meeting. So I ended up going. I was the oldest person there. Everybody else was in their 20s, which is good. Which is a good thing to see. And so they got this. It's sort of non-denominational. All it is just praising Jesus and praying, and then going straight to the Bible. It's not so much about interpreting, giving interpretations of what certain things mean, because it's all pretty much self-evident. But that's recently sort of opened up for me, seeing as I don't actually have a denominational church that I use. So,
well, to me, Rob, a true Christian, right? If anyone who classes themselves as Christian, to me, what is the definition of Christian? It's somebody who is Christ-like. So if you look at Jesus, what he did when he was on earth,
yeah,
and you follow his footsteps as closely as possible, we're all imperfect, so we can't do that. But if we look at what he did, his works, is the way he taught people. If we follow his example and live the lifestyle that he told us we should live, then we're not far off being a true Christian, I think.
Well, we're on the right path, and that's the important thing. Is like you've said many times, Rob, is what is in the heart, an intention of the heart.
That's it.
You know, we all sort of slip up. I have learned I have learned to curtail my hate thoughts. It took a long time. The hardest thing, even harder than trying to give up smoking, is forgiving. It's such a difficult thing to get the head around. Is forgiving these Satanists. It's such a difficult thing to do, but you know, it's such a. And I've had a few comments saying on some of my videos, "Oh, I couldn't be a Christian because I couldn't forgive," and it is difficult. It's just so difficult, but it has to be done. There has to be an understanding. At some point in a person's life, they are indoctrinated to be the way they are. So, is it entirely their fault? The person's fault, the evil person's fault? Not. You can say no, it's not entirely, because this is the way they've been brought up. You know, a child is sexually abused as a child. There's a high risk that they will end up being an abuser themselves, just because they think it's normal.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Deborah Roll, kids from grade 3 mandatory masks, millions of RA tests sent to schools, kids to be tested twice a week. Oh yeah, stuff that. I watched a video, and it's it was somebody in Germany shoving a swab up a child's nose, and the child was in agony. That's going around on YouTube at the moment. You know, it's absolute. How you know, as soon as you hear a child scream in pain, you unless you're a sadist, you will stop. So, you know, it grieves me, and you know, forgiveness is hard. It's really, really difficult, but it has to be done. And to find a way around why to forgive and how to forgive is. And there's the other thing: harboring hatred and negativity towards somebody else is negativitizing our own selves. Unread banned from several places.
Yeah.
Deborah, come on and have a chat,
mate. I've said this all along. Your heart is so in the right condition. I mean, your health condition for one thing, right?
Yeah.
What you've told me, and you've told me a lot more than what you probably said, what you said tonight. But
Yeah.
you know, you're not holding that against the world. You're not saying, you know, you're not vindictive. You're not nasty.
No, quite the opposite. Quite the opposite.
Exactly.
The opposite.
And that is why I admire you, and that is why I'm so proud to have you as a friend.
God bless you, my friend. God bless you.
I admire you, mate. I admire you. I do.
Yeah,
I admire you.
Yeah, thank you. But this is the thing. This is what I say to people. When people say, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that," I say, listen, don't be sorry. It's a blessing from God. I've experienced something that most people don't experience. Radiotherapy of the head is awful. But I've been introduced to loving, caring, proper caring people. And it's like we say, there's always somebody in a worse off position than we are. So
yes.
I'm sort of blessed, really. And I've got 2 years. I've got no fear anyway. But what can they do to me?
This is what I'm saying, Richard. You are so positive in your attitude. You know, some people would sit back and think, "F the world." They'd say, "F the world. I'm going to get what I can out of it." But you have gone totally the opposite way.
Absolutely. Do you know why, Rob?
That's why I've got a lot of time for you, and why I admire you. And I respect you.
This is fundamentally, I've got a good teacher, and that teacher is Jesus Christ. Full stop. No qualms. He's the man I thank all the time.
Back to what I said about follow his example. You're a true Christian.
Absolutely.
You know? I mean, there's a lot more to it. You know how we all make mistakes. We're all sinners. You know, there's no doubt about that, and we all have to attain to that repentance. But if we go to Him and we are genuinely repentant, and we want the truth, and we want to be saved, then we have to do it through Him, because He gave His life on our behalf. He gave His life for all mankind, and so many people in the world fail to realize that He did that for us.
Absolutely.
And the time is coming very soon now, I believe, when He's going to come back and He is going to redeem and save all the ones that are in the same situation that you're in.
Yeah.
You know, we just have to be patient. Sorry, go on.
No, you say that, you carry on. Just have to be what?
I was going to say, even the Bible says, many will say, "Where is this promised presence of His?" You know, and they'll look to other sources. They'll look to the media. They'll look to what's going on, and the Bible says that people will be deceived on a massive scale.
Absolutely, yeah.
Massively deceived.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, many people will fall for it.
Absolutely.
You know, like this. I believe there's going to be a UFO. Well, not a UFO invasion. It's demonic. That's what I believe. They're going to make it out that this. You know, there's going to be an outside source from the spirit realm, but acting as UFOs or whatever, aliens, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
But really, it's the demonic forces that are coming in to try and deceive people to make out that, you know, this is maybe Christ on His return, and this is the way you have to go. Mark of the beast and follow the beast and subject yourself to the beast. And so many people will be deceived by the wonders and the works that they're going to see. They'll believe it.
Yeah.
But people like yourself and myself, you and me, we know it's coming, so we know what to expect.
Yeah.
You know, and this is the message we have to try and get out to people.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. You know, and
obviously we all have to live our lives, and we have to take each day as it comes. But you know, if we're mentally, physically, and spiritually prepared, then you know, put on the true armor, the full armor of God.
Yeah.
Then we've got a chance. We've got a chance. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%. Absolutely. Yeah. And this is the thing I say, what have we got to lose? Believe in God. What have we got to lose? If it ain't true and you die and everything's nothing, what have you lost? However, are you willing to risk it? Are you willing to risk it? And this is the way, this is the way I can justify it to myself, eternity. Okay? Everything is made of atoms, which is a positive and a negative energy. Okay? Now, when mankind splits the atom, it creates a destructive force, okay? We'll call it an atom bomb. Now, when God splits the atom, he splits the positive, Jesus Christ, and the negative, Satan. When God splits them, he doesn't create a massive explosion. He separates the positive and the negative.
Yeah.
Something that mankind can't do without causing destruction. So all the positives, that's all the followers of Jesus that want to be but that are born again. They want to be reborn. Oh, I wish I was born again. How many people say this? Oh, I wish I knew what I know now when I was like 5 years old or 10 years old. I wish I knew that when I was that age. Wish I knew now. I wish I knew back then what I know now. How many people say that? Probably everybody has said that at some point in their lives. And this is what being born again is about, or being about. It's about being born again with that knowledge and understanding that we have as educated adults. So, you know, if I'm wrong and everything is, I don't care what anybody says about me, but if I'm wrong and nothing exists after this life, what have I lost? Nothing. I don't know about it. I don't know about, you know, I just don't know about anything. But if it is true, and I believe it is, I have to believe it is, and I do. There's scientific evidence. It proves energy can either be created or destroyed. God already created the energy, the frequency and vibration. And that will continue forever. If my voice will carry on. If I open my front door, the frequency and vibration is being absorbed by the walls. And the frequency and vibration will exist forever. The same as thought, it will exist forever. You can't unsee what you've seen. So to me, that is I'll call it a science, but it's a scientific justification. It's scientific evidence. We'll call it evidence that there is the possibility that eternal life is beyond this human realm. So, you know, I welcome death. I'm not in a rush to get there, but my curiosity is.
Well, basically, there's more to, you know, this life isn't all there is. You know, what you've got to think about is if God created us and you believe that, you know, he created the earth and mankind and the earth and everything. What was I going to say? I've forgotten the train of thought now. He wouldn't just forget about us. A lot of people say, oh, God's dead or he doesn't care.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. If you look at Bible history, how through Bible history, he actually has intervened, you know, when it's been necessary. Like we've got, well, right back to the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve. He told them, he says, you can eat from all the vegetation, all the trees, the fruit, but do not eat from that tree in the middle of the garden. And that was the only restriction we put upon them. And they went, we know what happened. They went ahead and did. And that's why we all sin and that's why we all die.
Absolutely.
And then we've got the flood of Noah's day, you know, the Nephilim and all that type of thing. He had to destroy the wickedness on the earth then. Sodom and Gomorrah, another classic example. So throughout Bible history, God has made a point that he said enough is enough.
Yeah.
And the book of Revelation, as you know, Richard, puts very clearly what's coming and what's still to come.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The end time.
We are definitely in the end times. There's no doubt about that. We are definitely living in the end time.
Yeah. So the most important thing.
We've talked a lot about the Bible tonight, haven't we, Richard?
Oh, I love the Bible. I absolutely adore it. If I've got I've got a Bible here. It's my ex-wife's. Although I'm still sort of semi-partner with her, She lives up in Wales at the moment. They're on. They've got some ridiculous lockdown or whatever. But I got her family Bible, and it was an old dusty old loft thing that ended up in her possession, and I've ended up with it. But it's mid 1800s. Big.
All
thick.
right.
It's beautiful. It's called Brown's Self.
Has it got illustrations in as well?
Has it got what?
Has it got illustrations in the Bible? Yeah.
It's got
Pictures,
some in there,
you know,
yeah.
illustrations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's huge, but I've always struggled reading the Bible because I always started with the New Testament. I've sat in churches and tried to read it, but the beginning of the New Testament is like the genealogy. It's got all these names. Now, I'm not very good at reading because I can't move on to like the next sentence or the next paragraph until I've understood what I've already read. So I struggled getting beyond like the genealogy until I came into possession of this old book. And as soon as I read in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void. Me as a like an artistic kind of guy or a crafts person, I could 100% relate to that. And that to me was what I would have benefited from being introduced to. I'm not from a religious family or a Christian family, although they have Christian values.
So can I just stop you there, Rich, and ask you a question?
Yeah.
At what age? Well, I mean, how old are you now, Rich?
57, mate.
Well, come on, I'm 62 in March, so come on.
Yeah, I'm 57. I was born in 1964, October the 24th.
Right, so I'm 4 years older than you. Okay, so at what point in your age did you think, right, I need to look at the Bible and get some answers? What age were you when you decided that?
Well, I've always questioned a few of the 10 Commandments. Now, one was honor your mum and dad. Okay, honor your mother and father. Now, I went to a guy that we used to have something called street pastors, and that is a nationwide thing. It's sort of like mixed denominations that meet in town centres in a little congregation, like on a Friday and a Saturday night, to specifically look after drunken revelers, etc. So they'd have like teas and coffees and biscuits, and they used to have they used to give out flip-flops for women that used to wear stilettos out and end up with sore feet. And they were called the street pastors. And I came across them. I don't do it so much now, but I used to do, because there aren't so many homeless now or rough sleepers, but I used to do outreach for rough sleepers. And I was out on probably a Saturday night, and I come across the street pastors, and I met this guy. I got his, and he ended up giving. I questioned him. His name's Andrew Coleman, and I said to him, "Listen, I got problems with honor your mother and father. What happens if you had a parent or parents that were abusers?" Okay. Now he sort of explained it. He sort of explained it and rationalized it to me. Was, well, if you go back through the genealogy, as I said earlier on, it's the indoctrination. So if you've got a child that is abused, the chances are they will end up as a parent that will abuse. So it's that continuation of a cycle. So it's not the fault of the parents, because the parents don't think they're doing anything wrong. Now this is how it was sort of explained to me, and it definitely makes sense. So, and I think the other one was I've got this book here. He gave me this the New Testament Gideons, okay? And the other one was you shall have no other God before me. There you go. I am the Lord your God. You shall have no other gods before me. Now I said to him, what about all these other gods then? And this was genuine questions. And this was when did he give me this? This is about 8 years ago, maybe longer. And he explained to me, and he gave me this little Gideons, okay. And I wrote his name in the front. It's always with me. It's always in my pocket.
I remember getting the Gideon's Bible at school.
Say again.
When I was at school, when I was at school, I got given a Gideon's Bible. Are we talking about the same Bible here?
Yeah, the New
Yeah.
International
Okay.
Version, the NIV. But
Yeah.
it makes sense. Everything in it makes sense. If you want to be, if things in the world piss you off, you know, and the beautiful thing about the Gideons is in the beginning, at the start, there's a section right at the end where to find help when. Okay, and then it's got a list of all these. Like the first one is if you're afraid of circumstances, it will direct you to a chapter and verse. Okay, to be referenced just as a spiritual medication. You got afraid of people, afraid of persecution, brokenhearted. There's at least one or two references to a bit of scripture to enlighten. And this to me was the godsend. This was the godsend. This actually saved my life. It saved my sanity, and it gave me answers to questions that man cannot answer. Okay, coping with failure. It's all in there. Feeling hurt, far from God, ill or in pain. Now, I've referenced probably most of these just for my own education. So I haven't actually read the New Testament from beginning to end in that order. I've actually, my little Gideon's here is so well worn, but almost every other page has got a bookmark in it of some sort. That is basically being a teacher. Then I had the revelation of being born again. I can't remember how. It would have been probably somebody like Vincent Rhodes' channel on YouTube. He's a pretty special man, Vincent. He's got a great ministry, online ministry. He preaches every morning. Well, in America at the morning, it's sort of like midday here. But I've had so much help. YouTube is in its wisdom has promoted Christianity and helped me personally find true Christianity, being born again. There's so many channels that most of the channels I follow are either truth channels or Christian channels, and I'm not talking denominational Christian. I'm talking about Christians that are, as you say, they're walking with Jesus. I was Church of England, and I went to a service at my local C of E, St Mary's, and throughout the whole, and I stumbled across it by accident, and throughout the whole service there was not one mention of Jesus Christ. Okay, and at the end of it, at the end of the service, all was said was, "And God save the Queen." Now, what about God save the Queen? What about God save the poor?
God save the Queen.
That was the end of it. And I questioned that. So straight away, I denounced my denomination because I'm involved with the homeless. Okay. And child abuse. That's my number one thing is anti-child abuse, and my number two thing is homeless crisis. And it's in one of my videos, and I said, well, why, even if you've got to mention the Queen, why not God help the Queen save the homeless, save the meek?
That's more like it.
You know? And 2 weeks later, I stumbled across this tiny little church. It's in, I was only out for an amble, and I was in the distance. I was on Taunton Racecourse as a horse racing. I was walking up. I was sort of galloping up the racecourse, and in the distance, over the brow of the hill, I could see a church tower. Okay, I'm a stonemason, and I love buildings. So anyway, I thought, right, I'll have a look over there, and there was a service on. And I walked in this tiny little church, and I took some photographs of the church. I didn't realize it was open. And I walked around the church, and when I come back to the front door was ajar. I poked my head in, and there were about a dozen people in there. Tiny little church. And at the end of the service, the pastor, the reverend, the preacher, the vicar, whatever he was, he said, God help the homeless. End of service. Now that to me, I broke down. I literally broke down, and that was when I
more to you than anything else. Yeah,
and this
I
is
understand what you're saying.
absolutely. It wasn't God help anybody else. It wasn't help God help the old age pensioners. It was God help the homeless, and then that swung it for me. It was like I was held. I was guided by Jesus. Held my hand, walked me to this church so that I could hear what I needed to hear, and that was the truth of true Christianity, and that was God help those in need. That to me was confirmation that I am being guided by Jesus Christ. The Lord is my shepherd; I shall not want. And it's unbelievable. You know what personal testimonies are like. Personal testimonies are only personal. It's evidence that only you can experience. I'll tell you something, but you haven't experienced what it does to the spirit of a person, of what it did to me. It broke me down into. I fell in the aisle and involuntarily. I'm a very shy man. I don't like being a centre of attention. But at certain times when we've got something to say, Rob, you know this, and when things have to be said, and whether we're shy, embarrassed, or whatever about saying them, like it took me quite a long time to acknowledge to other people that I love Jesus Christ. It took quite a long time, because there's a stigma attached to proclaiming that you love Jesus Christ. There's you can take a lot of flack. People, ridicule you. And so it took a long time for me to come out.
I will say now, Richard, and you probably already know this. I will say this now, but you know as well as I do, because I consider myself Christian, right? As times get harder, and the powers that be, you know what I'm talking about, take over or try and take over. That's when they turn on the true Christians, and that's when we are going to be under a great tribulation.
Absolutely.
But if your heart's right, if you're steadfast in the truth and you believe, then he will help you through that time period. And I'm a great believer in that.
Yeah. Was that a 666 you were throwing me then? You were
Sorry, it wasn't. No, it looked like a 666, didn't it? Yeah, no, I'm not into signs and symbols in that sense. Some people might say, "Oh, Rob's Illuminati. Rob's promoting the." No.
Yeah, the peace system.
No.
No.
If your heart's in the right place and you want the truth and you're following Christ's footsteps and you're doing everything you can to be a Christian, then you're on the right track, my friend.
100%. Yeah,
you're on the right track.
I literally
no matter what anyone else throws at you, they're not going to take that faith. They can take your life, but they can't take your faith, and they can't take your soul.
100%. And this is the thing.
Yeah.
This is the thing. When I asked, I didn't ask for forgiveness. I asked for understanding, but I did repent my sins. Just because they were heavy, they were really heavy. I wish I hadn't done that. I wish I hadn't done this. As people say it all the time, I wish I hadn't done that.
Listen, Rick, I've done things in my life I wouldn't even dare talk about. Listen, we're all there, my friend. We've all done it. We all become enlightened and wiser, and we put our things. We make corrections in our lives, and that's what you've done. That's what I've done.
Absolutely, it's just
I still make mistakes. I'm not free from sin. I'm terrible sometimes. I do some horrible things.
Like what?
Well, not horrible as such, but I'm not horrible as such, but things that would make if I was Jesus or God looking on and think, Rob, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
You don't.
I mean, like, all right, I'll give you a classic example, right? I've got a drink, I've got my wine.
Yeah.
Sometimes I might have a little bit more than I should. I know that's wrong, but my heart's in the right place.
Who's told you it's wrong?
And I'm not trying to make excuses.
No. Listen, Rob, it's medicine. It's given. I mean, Jesus turned water into wine. Why would he do that?
Yeah, I know. But
You know?
in like as the Bible writer Luke said, he said, a little wine is
Yeah.
good for the sake of the stomach. Not a lot of wine. Now I'm almost through through this bottle of wine. Yeah. So all right, I'm not drinking to excess. I'm still sober. You know, I'm still in control. But you know, you have to be careful about things like that.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. Know your enemy. Know your enemy. This is what I tell. I am involved with sort of like trying to educate people. Well, I say educate, yeah, people about drug abuse. Now, one thing I've learned is, and what I say is, you need to be in control. As long as you're in control, even people on heroin, people on smack and crack and spice, I say, as long as you are in control of the substance and it's not the substance in control of you, you are okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When the substance becomes the deciding, that which decides.
So what you're saying is, Rich, if I wake up tomorrow morning and the first thing I want is a can of cider, I've got a problem. Is that what you're saying?
No, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
No, I don't put milk. I don't put milk on my Weetabix. I put cider. No, I don't. I don't drink cider. That was just a joke.
Yeah,
but you know what I'm saying.
It depends why
everything
people
in moderation, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. But it's the thing. Why? It's a very testing world, Rob, that we live in, and alcohol.
Listen, I come home from work sometimes. Rich. I think I need a drink.
Yeah.
I've had such a bad day. I need a drink.
Yeah.
Now that's probably a bad thing because you shouldn't rely on drink to get you through the rest of the day.
Maybe you shouldn't say I need a drink. You say, oh, I
fancy a drink.
Fancy a drink. Yeah, I fancy a drink. You can check. You can.
Well, you know what my logo is on my YouTube channel, don't you? I've got a wine glass for a face mask. I do like a drop of wine.
Yeah.
I probably say that's my weakness. I love a glass of wine. I enjoy a glass of wine, especially with a meal. I say my other half, she's not home yet. I've got to go and meet her in about half an hour. Yeah. But we had a lovely Sunday dinner last night, and I had a glass of wine with that. And I'll tell you what a lovely combination.
Absolutely.
Wine and a meal.
I mean, wine's good for you.
Sometimes I wish I was. It is, yeah. I mean, I like beer. I'm a beer drinker. I'm not so keen on lagers, and you know, I drink the odd spirits now and again. Yeah. But I'm more of a wine drinker. Yeah. And I like a glass of red, not white. White wine gives me heartburn.
Okay.
But I do like a beer. I'm a real ale person. I like Bishop's Finger, Old Speckled Hen.
Oh, lovely.
All them type of ales, you know.
6X, Bass.
Yeah. Theakston's,
yeah. Old Peculiar.
Yeah. I went to all that. I love Black Sheep. I love all them beers.
Yeah.
I'm a real ale guy. I'm a big fan of the real ale.
Yeah. Well, I'm in Taunton. Taunton is the epicenter of all things cider across the world.
I thought you made pasties down in Taunton.
Pasties are Cornish. Pasties are Cornish.
Oh, that's Cornish, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cider is from Somerset. Somerset cider is well known as the epicenter of cider. Is Somerset and Somerset.
Yeah.
Traditionally.
Do you remember that song by the Wurzels? Yeah. I am a cider drinker. I drink all the day.
I've actually seen them live. They played at a cousin of mine's wedding. Oh, years ago now, Colin. And I ended up. I didn't actually
play at your cousin's wedding.
Say again. They played
at your cousin's wedding.
Yeah.
The Wurzels, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah. Yeah. Same old songs, but you know, it's yeah, it'll forever remain in my mind now. But yeah, apparently they had something like a
Oh,
20-year list. They were booked up for something like 20 years in advance.
right.
I think
They were popular in the day. I mean, yeah.
yeah.
Ooh-ah-roo-ah-ray.
Yeah.
Ooh-ah-roo-ah-ray. When the moon shines on the cowshed and you're rolling in the hay.
The cows are up there
Oh,
grazing, and the milk
and
is
the
on
milk
its
is on
way.
its way.
Yeah. So I used to
Yeah,
be an ale
right.
drinker because I hail from Bristol. Bristol was home of Courage Bitter. You know, like directors. You
Oh,
remember
yeah,
directors.
Hall and Woodhouse, isn't it?
So again?
Is that Hall and Woodhouse? Oh, I've just got a
No,
notification on my
Courage.
thing to say turn on battery saver. Let me just hang on. Let me just get my. If I cut off, please forgive me. I'm just going to get my charger to put it into the. Oh my god! Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh dear! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on.
Beep.
I don't want this. Oh, come on!
I am a cider.
Can you still hear me, Rich?
Okay, doke.
Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, slurring away.
All right. I've just connected the charger into the thing because it was the battery was almost going to go. Give
Yeah.
me 30 seconds. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Nature calls, my friend.
Is it?
Okay.
Okay, do that. How can I entertain? Is there anybody here? I can't actually
You could always sing a song by the Whirlpools.
I'm trying to think. Hello, Dolly. Well, hello, Dolly. It's so nice to have you back where you belong. Yeah, so for those listening in from abroad, Great Britain is free. Deborah, do you want to come in and say hello? I love coffee result, lots of trips to the loo. I had a time my Thursdays I used to have a drink when I got up, no problem quitting drinking, but a lot harder to quit smoking. Absolutely, 100%. I smoke, it's the hardest thing. Sugar, I gave up sugar. That was quite easy. Swearing, that's quite difficult. Throwing 666 times, I gave that up. That was easy. Oh dear, Rob. Is it Rob? What are you doing? Oh, it's only me. Okay. Well, what can I talk about? I was actually going to talk about gematria. I was going to do, in fact, actually, just to give you the underlying story of this live stream, I was going to do a live stream at 7 o'clock to do with gematrinator, the correlation between numbers, letters, and I'd actually phoned up Rob. He's back. To just to say I was going live. There he is. I thought you'd gone home.
Sorry about that. Hey, right, okay. The battery went dead for a second. I had to quickly get it plugged in and what have you.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, sugar. Right. 1 second. I'll be back in about 30 seconds. Bear with me.
Hello, Boo. Yeah. I mean, Rob and me, we've had telephone conversations for hours, 3 hours, over 3 hours. So, and I did say on one of them. You know, it would be great if this could be just live streamed, really, our conversation. So that's sort of instigated this this live stream today. So yeah, where's Rob gone? Yeah.
I'm just not. I'm back, but I'm not back, if you know what I mean. Just give me about another 30 seconds. I've just knocked my glass over, so I've got to clean it up. Bear with me.
Okay. Oh gosh. Wine.
Yeah, wine on the carpet is good.
Yeah, I mean, I've had so many videos deleted. I've sort of I'm not wary of uploading anything. I'm just YouTube is heavy sometimes. Yeah, I comment on a lot of other channels. Boo Boo, like I say, Vincent Rhodes, Jesus Freak. I'm not sure whether Jesus Freak Computer Geek's still up and running. Max Malone when he's live streaming, but no, Rob dropped his wine. Does anybody want to come on and say hello? Give us an update on whatever the politics is in your country. Yeah, so Gematria, that was going to be my live stream, but just to get Rob set up, we decided to try live streaming from his channel, which is a success. He fell in. Wine. There he is.
Yeah, wine is not good on a carpet. Fortunately, there was only a little bit left in the glass.
Yeah.
So I've had to quickly get a cloth and clean it up, so to speak.
Remove the evidence. Yeah.
The evidence. Yeah. Oh, she knows I like a drink. Bless
Oh,
her.
that's good. Yeah, it's not something you can really keep secret, is it?
No, I couldn't keep that secret.
Really?
The funny thing is, she's not actually a drinker. Well, she does have a drink now and again. She'll like have the odd lager, or she'll have a glass of wine with a meal. But other than that, she's not a big drinker.
Yeah, sensible. I mean, I've sat here with a cup of coffee. It's cold now, but I know I've got a bottle of Guinness and a bottle of cider somewhere. And have you heard
I am a cider drinker. I drink it all of the day. Ooh-ah-roo-ah-ray. Ooh-ah-roo-ah-ray. Rob's enjoying the wine. Yes.
Have you heard of a drink called Poor Man's Velvet, Rob?
No, I've not heard of that one.
Have you heard of a drink called Black Velvet?
Yeah, that's Guinness and cider, isn't it?
No, that's Guinness and champagne.
All right, okay.
That's Black Velvet. So a poor man's Black Velvet is Guinness and cider. And
right,
I would recommend anybody try it.
I've had that before, Guinness and cider.
Yeah. Half cider, half Guinness. And unfortunately, I haven't been to a pub for it. Oh, I don't know. In the last 2 years, I haven't been in a pub. Mainly because for a long time they were shut down, but when they reopened, it was stand up, sit down, put your mask on, take it off, put it on, take it off. That was the criteria to get into. And I actually did a video on that as well. I think that's still up. But I thought, nah, I'm not getting involved in that. Fortunately, there are a few what I would call truth pubs where they understand and they sort of realize, they appreciate what is going on, really. And but there are a few pubs. There used to be a couple of pubs. There's only one I would use again, but they actually sell it. You can go to the bar and order it, whereas in most other pubs you've got to buy a pint of cider and a pint of Guinness and ask for an empty glass, and then you make sure. you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, that's
Do
it.
your own type of thing. Do your own. Yeah.
Oh, it's
What's that
sort of
other one? There's lager and what's lager and cider called?
snake
Snake
bite.
bite, isn't it? Yeah.
No.
A lot of pubs don't sell snake bites either.
Well, most pubs don't because it is. And this was a thing when I was growing up. We used to drink snake bite. It used to be with like Kronenberg, which is a strong lager. A lot of people drink Stella, and I don't drink Stella really. And any cider used to be dry Blackthorn cider. Used to be the cider choice, or Natch. Now the combination of Stella and dry Blackthorn used to generate a lot of violence. You still there? You're frozen, Rob. Yeah, at least you didn't freeze, pulling a funny face. Testing. Can you hear me, Rob? Well, it's still running. We're live at 2 hours 10 minutes. This is what you can do, Rob. Oh, I'm back. Oh, it's me. This is what you can do, Rob. You can, once this live, if you want to keep this live stream up, because I don't think we've touched upon much that can get you a strike. So if you want to keep it up and you wanted to rename the video, if you go back into your editor, your studio, you can actually edit the title. So it's not actually live stream again. It's not actually whatever it's called, live stream, testing live stream. You can, you can call it whatever you want, really. Yeah, whatever you want. Wine. Talking wine, talking whatever. So, there's that. Anybody want to come on and say hello? I know Rob's got to go at half past 9. It's 21. It's 9. It's 12 minutes past 9 now. So at the most we've got 20 minutes. So yeah, left me at the altar, Rob. Dumped. I hear the train a coming. Nobody can see you, Boo. Don't be shy. If you've got something to say, come on and say it. As long as we did decide in the telephone conversation we had before Rob going live was, oh, Jack Daniels. I love Jack Daniels. Deborah, do you want to come on and say hello? I love Jack Daniels. No Coke, no nothing, just straight. Probably my favorite strong, what do they call it, spirit. Well, drinkable spirit. Yeah, Jack Daniels. Yeah, I can't share a screen, although I could do something like what I was going to do about the gematria, but I will save that. I'll probably do one tomorrow now, actually, a live stream. But like I said, I promised a few people that I would run them through how to use gematria, because there are things like, for example, the rule of 6, which was a thing in England, in Great Britain, going back a while. Now, if you write out the rule of 6 and you put it through the gematria, which is gematrinator.com, you use all ciphers. This is why I'm going to do a video, because it's difficult to explain. But things like the rule of 6, the number in English Sumerian gematria, which is like the ancient text, is 666. There are so many 666s that are in the mainstream narrative and what government puts out as rules. And if you write out the V as in the nation, so vacuum the nation, that's a 666. There's just so many 666s. It defies logic. So I wonder if Rob's passed out. Anybody want to come in here and say hello? Am I talking to myself? Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? There he is. There he is.
Sorry about that, folks. You know what I forgot to do? When I put on the charger for my tablet, I forgot to switch the plug on. So I thought I was charging up, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, everybody.
Don't say sorry. Was I still rambling on? Because I was rambling on about literally nothing. I can't. If I could share, because you can do things like share screen, Rob. So you could give me at some point. You know, I mean, basically, you introduce yourself to live streaming, okay, which is like fantastic. All we need to do now is get David on.
Yeah.
You, me,
definitely.
anybody else that just fancies having a little ramble, really, about everything and nothing. But
yeah.
what it would be good to do is to get people from, like, we've got people in from America and Australia and Canada. It's just to get an update on what the true situation is politically and on the streets, etc. You know,
Oh, it's good to get feedback from other countries. I agree. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe for the next stream, Rob, what the facility that is with StreamYard is you could share your screen, so you don't necessarily have to have your face, your webcam. You can actually share the screen. You can also give that opportunity to me to share my screen. So whatever I'm looking at, whatever's on my screen can be shared. I went to say something like gematrinator.com and I want to do a little bit of like an instruction on how I use it, like an introduction to it. I can share what I'm looking at, and so if I was on gematrinator.com or a website or like I don't know, just any website, I can actually share this, or you can share screens so that people in the chat can actually see what I would be on about if I was talking about Gematrinator or something like that. So it's rolling around the bend and I ain't seen the sunshine for the chemtrails. Yeah. Chemtrails. Yeah. And as chemtrails. And as it's transpired, for all those conspiracy theorists have actually turned out, because they've acknowledged the fact that that's what they're doing. They're planning to do is to curb the sunshine to stop climate change. Here's the thing: climate change. CC. A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3. So if you got CC, you got 3, and 33 is your 33 degrees of Freemasonry. Here's another one: climate crisis. Now, if you run climate crisis through Gematrinator, it is a 666. There's loads of them. I've got loads of them. And it's the first thing I plug in. I type in when anything new comes out. I will type it into Gematria. And just
I'll tell you what, Rich. I know when I was speaking to you earlier on the phone, you said you're not subscribed to RV Truth, or I think it's either RV or RV Truth. He talks a lot about what you've just said.
Yeah,
you might find it really, really interesting.
I probably would actually, but I might have come across RV a long time ago, and it was I think it was to do with flat Earth. He's a flat earther, isn't he? He's a big flat earther, is he?
He is, yeah.
So it might have been going back then, but there comes a point when you don't need any more knowledge, you don't need any more education in a certain thing, and just to be thank you, Terry. I don't actually need any more convincing that the Earth is flat. What I need is convincing that the Earth is a globe. So if anybody
That's
know,
one way of looking at it. I like that. I like that reasoning. Yeah,
you know,
convince me the world's a globe. Yeah,
yeah, convince me, prove it to
Yeah.
me. Where's the evidence? It's the same as with a lot of things. You at some point, you know about 9/11, the Iraqi war, all this shit going on now. Where's the evidence? The evidence debunks the official narrative. The health, all the health information is it actually genuinely debunks what we're being told. So, you know, you've only got a certain amount of time you can spend watching videos. So
we're all short of time. That's what I was saying to you earlier about David Yates. How the guy does what he does. I can't believe it. It's phenomenal.
no, he is his fuel is emotion, and the same with it's the same with me. There comes a point where you just can't shut up about it, and YouTube ain't really the place. The place for YouTube is to absorb the knowledge and then take it out into your community. That's fundamentally, that is where there is no censorship. As long as you don't take your phone out, or if you do, take the battery out. So you can't be tracked, you can't be traced, you can't be listened to. And then you can just get on trying to form a community within your community. It's a two-tier. We've got a two-tier community now.
Yeah.
And all right, so people need to share the information on YouTube, and it is it's a risk. David's obviously taken because he's lost so many channels. But at the end of the day, paramount for him is getting the truth out there. And then, it's like I say to him, I'll just say, listen, David, I've said it to so many times. You said it as well. It's not in vain. All
it needs is for that one little seed to be planted in somebody's head and to make them think, oh, that's a good point. I need to look into that a bit further.
Absolutely.
Like I said earlier, Rich, I've got a hard job on my hands with my partner because she is not into these conspiracy things whatsoever. If I try talking about the alleged moon landings, if I try talking about 9/11, all that type of thing, it's no, I don't hear, I don't know. And I'm thinking, does she not want to know because she's scared of what she's going to learn?
Right. Let me put this to you, Rob. What's the most important thing? The most important thing is this medication, okay?
Is what, sorry?
The medication.
Right, yeah.
Not your wine. I'm talking about the...
I know what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah. The jibby jabbies.
100%. 100%. Yeah. That's the most important thing because ever since, you can go back to Albert Pike, you can go back to 1776 and and America dissolving itself from English rule, British rule, with the Freemasons. There's been an agenda, and Albert Pike in his 3 World Wars. There's been an agenda of slowly catchy monkey. It's drip feed, drip feed, drip feed. Now, the moon landings, whether people believe it's true or not, at this point in time, is irrelevant. 9/11, all right, it's an irrelevance. The most important thing now is what is going on now. Now, the fact that your Paula is on board with you with regard to the medical thing, important thing. So everything else pales into insignificance. It's of no relevance. Does she trust the government?
Does she what?
Does she trust the government?
I don't think so. She doesn't vote, as far as I'm aware.
Right.
She knows I don't vote, and I don't know. She hasn't told me that she votes, so I don't think she votes either.
Okay. If she doesn't trust the government,
she doesn't talk. Like when I watch YouTube videos about what Boris Johnson said and what he's promised and all that, and the Partygate thing and all that.
Yeah.
she doesn't show a lot of interest in it.
Yeah.
So I don't think she's politically minded in that sense that she feels she needs to vote for somebody, you know.
Well, I'm not talking about voting for somebody. I'm just all about trusting politics, trusting the government to be doing the right thing by us.
Well, Rich, the fact she hasn't took the vax up, that's the word. Sorry.
No, you didn't.
The fact she hasn't took the juice tells me that you know, she's on the ball with that.
Absolutely, and that is all that matters.
Yeah.
Forget all these other things. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant for people like us. It's a sort of timeline with deceit.
It's frustrating though, Rich, because you know, I mean, I used to believe the Earth was a ball. I used to believe that we went to space and we landed on the moon. I believed all that.
Yeah.
And as I gradually, you know, went through the stages of eliminating each thing, I became more and more aware that there's a big lie going on.
Yeah.
And all it needs is for somebody to start, you know, and because the fact she's a reader, she likes reading and reading books. I would have thought she'd be the type of person that would want to dig a bit further. But I was wrong on that one. You know, I was wrong. And she says, no, I'm not talking about it, which makes me think she's too scared to find out the truth.
Yeah. I wouldn't, to be honest with you, Rob, I wouldn't let that dwell on me. I would just say, right, it's like my mum. She's not interested. I'll talk about anything. I'll talk about Jesus. She's not. It's like, oh yeah. But she said she lost her wallet. Okay, she lost her purse a little while back. She would still wear it. She's 76. My mum. She still wears it for the NHS. She's been there for getting on over 30 years now. And she lost her purse. And she'd gone back the following day, and the purse was there in like in the staff room. And she said to me, I said, oh, thank you, Lord. And I said, what, Mum? She said, I said, thank you, Lord. And I said, literally, it was like, I was just on fire inside. That she even though she wouldn't have meant it possibly as I mean, she still had a reference point to go back to and say, you know, she's thanking a spiritual entity that she's not really interested in listening to. The same as if I'm talking about the old potion, she's not interested in it. She's going along with the process. You know, but and for now, I won't even entertain mentioning it. She still wears a mask in some shops. She still gets off the bus outside. She comes down from Bristol once a month. She came down this Saturday. She still steps off the bus wearing a mask. But as soon as she gets off, as soon as she gets off, she takes it off now. But I don't keep going on about it. I don't mention it anymore, just because firstly, there's no point in it, and secondly, I don't want it to mar my being with my mum. I don't want it to be something that causes any negativity between us. So that's her choice. But at the end of the day, what is important? What is important? At the moment, the important thing is protecting children and making sure that you understand what you're putting in your body.
Exactly.
Not what you're putting in your head, it's what you're putting in your body.
Yeah.
And,
you did.
You know, so I would say to you, Rob, just let it go.
I think, Rich, more and more people are starting to wake up now about this this juice.
Oh, 100%.
You know, like with the triple and the quadruple jab, and thinking, you know, hang on a minute. We got told after the second one that everything would be back to normal.
Yeah.
You know? So I think more people are starting to ask questions now.
100%, yeah. 100%. The number of people that have said, right, that's it, that after the second one, the booster. No, I'm not on it, because what's the point? There's no point to it.
Well, there's people at my place of work that have had one shot, you know, the first shot,
Yeah.
And they said we took the second, and after the second, I thought, that's it. I'm not doing it no more.
Yeah.
And I said, why? They said, because they said, well, if this is supposed to stop you going into hospital and stop you spreading it and stop you catching it, why
Yeah.
do we keep needing these boosters more and more and more and more?
Absolutely.
So more and more people are starting to, cotton on to the truth, I think.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Absolutely. 100%.
Rich, I've just looked at the time, my friend. I've really got to go.
Okay,
It's 9:30.
Yeah, I was just going to say to you,
I'm
it's
really
9:30.
impressed that we were able to do this stream tonight.
Excellent, yeah.
And I thank you implicitly for your help in getting me
God
set,
bless you, my friend.
getting me
Thank you
set
for that.
up. And a big mention too to a dog named Boo. Thank you.
God bless
thank you both.
all, yeah.
And we'll have to do this again, definitely. And hopefully, like you say, we'll get David Yates in on the stream as well. Hopefully.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You just got to tell David.
Yeah. Will this be on my YouTube channel? What we've done tonight? Will it be on there?
It should stay up there, yeah.
Oh right, okay. So maybe you'll see that, and he'll come on the jump on the bandwagon.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. That's what I said to it months ago, didn't we? We've been chatting for over a few months, and it's like I said, it'd just be great to get, rather than this one-way traffic of videos, is to have adult conversation about things. So, I'll thank you, Rob, for just for going through with it, really.
Hey, Rich, I apologise to you because this was originally going to be your stream tonight, wasn't it? And it's ended up my stream. Well, our stream.
Listen, Rob, at the end of the day, I don't want to be doing live streams on my own. It's what I say to people in the comments, in the chat. Come and join, say hello.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on my own, just talking my own bollocks. Otherwise, might as well just make a video. Because with a video, we've got a 2.5 hour video here. I would possibly edit that down to, an hour. But I mean, an hour's rambling with spaces and ums and ahs and in between. An hour video can be edited down to like 4 hours. If I was going to make a video, that's what I would. If I was going to do this, I would make a video. But it's interaction is the most important thing, which is what all this is all about. It's all about stopping interaction.
Yeah.
Social distancing and isolation is all about. It's about stopping and shutting down pubs.
Yeah.
The epicenter, public house. Traditionally, where the public met.
Yeah. That's right.
All right, my friend.
Thanks a lot, Richard. I really appreciate your help tonight. And thank you for your feedback and all your comments. And it's been great.
Excellent.
And thank you everybody else who's contributed and put comments in and said their piece. We appreciate it. And hopefully we'll do this again soon, won't we, Rich?
Well, I'd like to make this at least a weekly thing, if we can come into an amicable time and day. But I'm sort of playing on the lines of at least doing one every 2 days, something like that, just saying hello and but yeah, a regular thing, Rob.
Right, I thought I'd lost you there for a minute. I don't think I'll be able to do it every couple of days because my time schedules are very tight as it is. But we will work on this and definitely do this again.
Absolutely.
And we'll try and get David in on the next one as well. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent. I look forward to that.
Right, my friend. Thank you very much.
God bless you, Rob. Thank you ever so much.
God bless you too, and God bless everybody who's been watching.
And I'll give all thanks and praise to God and Jesus Christ for guiding me to you, Rob, and all the people in the chat. We're all here by the grace of God. It is the Lord is my shepherd; I shall not want. So,
exactly.
Okay, my friend.
Thanks, Richard. Speak to you soon, my friend.
I'll catch you later, my friend. God bless you all. Now you got to stop it now. You got to stop it now. You got to stop the live stream. All
I'm
right.
going to. Thank you.
Cheers, Rob. God bless you, my friend.